Hello everyone. The title of today's episode is Transcendence without Interruption. You see, the reality we live in is precisely based on the way we're living in it. You can see that ideology has taken man into such peaks where man thinks he is those ideas. Man feels he owns this world. But it seems that this world has always owned man. Because on some level we are from it. We come from it and we are temporal. What that means is just like how we leave our home, we return back to it. It seems that the interruptions are viewpoints and projections of how an idea which you are associating with is not surviving well. Survival seems to be actually a very intense need for an individual sense of self. Individuality needs to survive alone. Collectivity has already survived. Collectivity means that you, as an individual person, are beginning to recognize that your individuation is meaningless without your whole. That you need this life to speak to you in many ways as you speak to it through many days. We are pleasantly waiting for the gift of our own blessing. We must lead man into structures where he can easily step out of those structures. So in a sense, we are no longer trying to leave the blind man to find his cane and try to go. We are holding this blind man's hand, which is the human thought process so far, and we are moving towards greater vision. You must realize that if you were, just like how you have memories, a memory of the greater mind of the cosmos, it is very important that you allow yourself to be what you are. And that means do not try to be, simply become. There are many activities in which at the edge of your eye they become static. Many of our truths and considerations of how reality is real are, in a sense, based on our attention, things that are being given life. The minute you pay attention to something, you have introduced that to your world. The minute you listen to something and make a reality an actuality, when that reality was a fickle judgment, you need to see that it is more than calculation. When you question who designed the calculator. You must simply choose how much as a being you want to learn from the self. And if you truly learn from the self, that is in a sense of dissolution and a walk away from realities that don't serve you. Sometimes you ask for a problem to be solved, but many people do not understand. Sometimes when the problem wants to be solved, it will go without an answer even. It will simply pass because their intention has commanded it to. Do not think you are a keeper of a world. You are the world. And that is where the difference of man could never be different. In our absolute experiential core, the same essence resides in many formalities. The task is no longer just the humans, it is the human and its being. For who do you think listens when a human being calls for a greater world? Who do you think listens but the whole world? Many people are not aware of it, but when we communicate with people, there are many layers of things happening. And as you become aware of it, you see, you could be talking to someone and simultaneously having a thought of where you need to go throughout the day, in the next moments, and at the same time, you were not just hearing what they were saying, they were activating how you had seen the same thing in your memory. And so there was a commonality found by simple resonance, by simple clarity to listen and then to see the reason I am tolerant of your world, for you have always been tolerant of mine. For we are multidimensional beings and we are here based on the regulatory principles of how the cosmos gives an individual eyes to look at itself. For the world of form, the void is the beginning. For the world of the formless, the void was just the beginning. Who seeks your truth? Aside from you, who with your unique experiences and the way you have lived are projecting the possibility for the activation of that reality. Man has become ignorant to his thoughts, and that is why he walks in worlds he does not understand. For in silence, the spoken were lost. Be profound. In the days that point to the nights, do not burden your eyes with the world that can be seen twice. For all burdens were creative allowance to see what you chose to see. Am I a human? Or the breath of humanity? All interruptions will fade. You will find moments where nothing will be as more important than how you acknowledge your existence. And you will see there was never anything wrong. There was never anything that right. And so perhaps we have found ourselves in where Rumi's poem suggests. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a place. I'll meet you there. Rumi. And perhaps, as Mr. Within continues his walk in this talk, mankind must really understand that his interruptions are that which is giving him passage. Your lack of being there was what made you aware of here. Find yourself now. For transcendence needs no waiting. Much blessings and namaste.